The scene that you see on the screen right now
empowered, poetic,
is
righteous, sensual,
the moment that the
divine,
Southern slave masters
discovering and reclaiming your true identity.
heard of the righteous indignation of Nat Turner. The name of the class today is Who is Nat Turner in the Bible? Who is Nat Turner in the Bible? Okay. What kind of spirit did Nat Turner have? All right. I want to make sure that you understand that, when you say that you are a particular religion, that does not absolve you from finding out or locating yourself in the scripture. If you cannot locate yourself within the scriptures, if you look in the Bible and you cannot find you or your nation or your people, you are highly, highly delusional, deceived. And if you mix any level of pride with that,
every breath I take got a story,
and you are such a know-it-all, and you know everything, and you already saved, and you don't have to keep none of God's laws, statutes, and commandments, then this is not the live stream for you.
My grandfather whispered it beneath the mark. They never told me in school, never said it in church, but his truth found me where it hurt. Israel only, that's what he called.
You listen to the soundtrack. For soul to do mischief, forsaking the holy covenant. The untold story of the Israelite. How the black Christian pastor was weaponized. How they used him for information so that they can come in and destroy our community. As soon as they found out that Nat Turner had led a slave revolt, look at what happened. The first person that they went to was the black Christian pastor. They knew that he knew better than anyone exactly what Nat Turner was. They knew that he knew better than anyone what his mission was, what he was looking to do. Just like Pharaoh of Egypt. He said, if we leave them thus alone, they will become more powerful than us. They will overtake us. That's what you have to understand. That's what's the concern of even this nation that we are in right now. And I can't say too much on social media, all right? But this is just your opportunity to get the preview, because we're going all the way in. Trust what I'm telling you. All right. Y'all come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in.
So when
Let's
they
get
ask me
it
who I
in.
am, I smile with my whole body.
We're going
and I say,
in.
I am she,
All right.
whom he remembered. I am Israel only.
Just so that you understand, the world is waking up. It doesn't matter if you wake up or the truth is undefeated. Your feelings, your emotions, your opinions have absolutely no bearing on the spirit of the truth. Okay? So this is a warning for you. All right? Turn from your wicked way. Repent of your sins. Be born again and keep the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. If you don't, and you see all of these plagues coming to the earth, these are warnings. The trumpet is now sounding. No one has any excuse. The black Christian pastor that you see in this scene right here, guess what? He thought that by turning that turn in and turning in the rest of the revolting slaves, that he was helping our people. Yeah. Why? Because you don't understand that this same pastor was in intimate relationships with his slave man. The Christian pastor is the first down low brother. If you go back to the 30s and the 40s, well, really the early 20s and the teens, You look at what the top so-called the celebrities of that time, the stars, those that were accepted by white people. And you will notice that they were black Christian pastors. Why were they black pastors? Well, guess what? In order for you to be a Christian in 2025, you had to accept white Jesus. Now, and I'll say that again. I know you don't like that. I know you got a problem with that. But in order for you a Christian in 2025, you to accept white. Because understand something. In order for Christianity to be taught to the slaves, the slave master had to approve of it. Now, the lie you tell me, it's a lie. All right. Well, let's get other lives set up. Y'all come on in. Understand, I'm only going to go an hour. Only going to go into an hour. The music that you're listening to is the soundtrack of Stole the New Mischief, Forsaking the Holy Covenant. The untold story of how the black Christian pastor was weaponized to destroy the Israelites. The black Christian pastor told you that Jesus was white. The black Christian pastor told you that you didn't have to keep the Father's laws. The black Christian pastor told you could eat pork, crab, and lobster. The black Christian pastor told you you can live a fornicating lifestyle, an adulterous lifestyle, and still get the kingdom of heaven. The black Christian pastor taught you that, okay? And we about to expose it right today. What was the reason for the black Christian pastor? The same reason for you rappers, for you actors, the same exact reason why the white man chooses you. Okay? So understand, we about to go in. We about to go in, and we only gonna go in hour, like I said before. You can follow us on our Patreon page. Nazareth is the Hood Podcast. That's at Nazareth is the Hood Podcast. This is information that's too hot for social media. We only gonna go in a watered down version of it for 1 hour, just for you. And I say this. When you come in and you listen to any live stream that I ever have, it takes humility. It takes ears to hear and eyes to see. Guess what? Any truth being taught is the truth. All truth is Christ and all lies are Satan. So don't come here with your doctrine, keeping in my comments, thinking that you teaching or educating somebody. You are not qualified to teach. If you don't know who you are in the Bible, you are not qualified to teach. I want to make sure you understand that. If you can't pick up that Bible and find you, and find your nation, and find your people, and find those you descend from, you are not qualified to teach. Okay? Make sure we understand. Okay? When we look at the destruction of our people, it goes back to the black Christian pastor. There has been no one that has served the enemy of our people that can come close to the black pastor. No, nobody. Understand, we only gonna go in for an hour. Only gonna go in for an hour. We're only going in for an hour. We're only going in for 1 hour. 1 hour. Come on. So what's going on? We're only going in 1 hour. 1 hour. Are too hot social media. Get on the screen. Get on the screen. The moment Southern slave found out the righteous indignation of Nat Turner. They found out that Nat Turner had actually been taught how to read by his slave master's wife, that he had found out who the Israelites were. Finding out who the Israelites were sent him into a rage of wrath. A rage of righteous indignation. Who is Nat Turner in the Bible? Okay? All right? The music that you're listening to is the soundtrack for Soul to Do Mischief, Forsaking the Holy Covenant. You can buy it at shopwildgoods.com. That's at shopwildgoods.com. The untold story about the powers that be weaponize the Black Christian faith and the doctrine of the image of the beast, as you may know it as Christianity, to destroy the Israelites, keep them in sin, to keep them from keeping God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Like I said, we're only gonna go in for an hour, only for an hour. All right, so let's go ahead and get this thing started. Salute to you, cuz. Right here. Hey, all praise, honor, and glory. All right. Okay. This is a great place to start here. As I said before, what verses did Nat Turner read? He surely couldn't have read the same verses as the Black Christian pastor reads every Sunday. Okay. When he learned how to read, understand something. You have to understand something. Nat Turner was taught how to read by his slave master's wife. Okay. They were actually teaching him how to read because what they were doing was they were creating what's known, what they were doing was creating leadership amongst the slaves, because they knew that they couldn't season chicken or clap on beef. All right. So they had to have those that were on the inside that could infiltrate our people. You understand? They had to work with the unlearned. They had to have someone to work with the unlearned of our people. And it's still to this day. See, you don't really raise your children. The hip hop artists raise your children. You understand? When they look at who they want to be, guess what? They want to be a football player or a basketball player. And guess what? Every single one of those that they want to be, they have already bowed down and kissed the ring. You have literal people that are brown. I'm just going to say it like that because, you know, I got to keep my word because I'm shadow banned on every site. Right? And I'm only going to go in for an hour. I got to watch my word. I got to watch my words. I'm trying to show you these things. I'm trying to show those with ears to hear and eyes to see, those that are humble enough to look around and see the destruction of their people and to be grieved and to know that, wait a minute, we got to be missing something. We got to be missing something. You know? It seems like everybody is so angry with the Israelites. And we nothing but young brothers who came out here and realized, wait a minute, we former Christians too. Why are y'all angry with us? We former Christians just like you Christians now. We just realized that Jesus wasn't white. And so we wanted to look deeper into that, right? And just like Nat Turner, when Nat Turner learned to read, and please understand that during the time that Nat Turner learned to read, I think it was 1836, is when the actual slave revolt happened. I have to get some more facts on that. I just recently delved into that to be able to go in deep. Doug, can you read, brother? Shalom. Okay. No worries, no worries. And what I want to, and while you're doing that, I want to make sure that I put in context everything that's going on in this live stream. And it's only going to be for an hour. If you want to join us for too hot for social media, you have to come to our Patreon page. Our Patreon page is Nazareth is the Hood Podcast. We have multiple hours and hours and hours of biblical teachings of the truth according to the Bible. You understand? When you look in the Bible and when you think to yourself, wait a minute, out of all this time, out of all these people, mama, daddy, grandmama, auntie, all of that, talking about we Christian, everybody, we Christian. I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm Christian this, Christian that. And then I look in the Bible and I say, well, who was a Christian in the Bible? Christ never mentioned Christianity. The prophets never mentioned a Christian. And then I realized, I said, well, wait a minute. It ain't just that is no Christians in the Bible. I mean, that is just, it's Christianity. It's not Christianity, but it's no Christians in the Bible, period. And so soon you ask a Christian, because Christians don't study the Bible. You're really, when it comes down to it, the level of education of black Christians is at a first grade level of understanding the Bible. You're barely literate. You're barely literate when it comes to reading the Bible. You have no understanding whatsoever. If you can pick up this Bible, and you can read this Bible and conclude that you don't have to keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments, you are done already. You are what's known as spiritually destroyed. Because why? You reject the spirit of the truth out of what? Your pride and arrogance. What your grandmama taught you. What your granddaddy taught you. Guess what? When you open up that Bible without your granddaddy and without your grandmama, I want you to point to one Christian in the Bible. And so when Nat Turner learned how to read, he started to read the scriptures for what they said. He started to look at what they were teaching him to say and commanding that he said versus what the scripture said. And I want to start at such a great place in the scriptures. This is the prophet Isaiah. Okay, Isaiah was a prophet during the time of the Babylonian captivity of the southern kingdom of Israel. And I know that that's talking Chinese to you, because don't nobody on the planet Earth act like they understand any book on earth. Like they pretend, as black Christians, they pretend to understand the Bible. They know 2, 3, 4 verses and swear up and down they know enough to tell me that they don't have to keep God's law, statutes, and commandments. And you don't understand that that is the first place of destruction for you. When you detach yourself from the Father's law, statutes, and commandments, when you detach yourself from his ways, when you detach yourself from his order, from his righteousness, you are done. That's why you look around and you have no power. I want you to stop right now. And I want you to tell me the most powerful black man on planet Earth right today. I want you to tell me who that is. I want you to tell me who is the most powerful black man on planet Earth today. How would you even determine that? What kind of characteristics would you use? Now you're a Christian now, you're a super Christian. Okay, so now I want to know who is the most powerful black man on planet Earth today. I want to know that. Does anybody know? Can anybody know? I want Gotta be somebody. It gotta be somebody. It gotta be somebody. It's gotta be somebody. It gotta be somebody. Okay, but if you were gonna choose the characteristics, can we even determine what would we base the characteristics on the most powerful black man on earth? I mean, how would we even determine that? How will we even determine it? I'm asking a question. I'm asking a basic and I'm asking a simple question. And I'm showing you what I'm showing you is the destruction we have on our people as a nation. We can't, what I'm saying is that could any black person come to a consensus of who's the most powerful black man on the earth? Yes. I hear you. I hear you. But yeah. I'm just talking about in a worldly way. Who would the world? Let me put it like this. How about this? How about this? Let's put it this way. According to the world and according to the majority of black people, who would they say are powerful black men? Who would they say? They would definitely use money, I'm sure. They would definitely use money. Okay. So let's go to the top of the world's. Let's talk about the world's standards and the world's characteristics of how they classify what a man is. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So what I'm trying to show you, is I'm trying to give you the standards of our people. Because the standards, you have to understand, the standards have been given to us. You do understand that, right? Who has the most influence over the young people? Who, who, who? The rappers, okay, all right. The rappers, the football players, the basketball players, right? The celebrities, the actors, the YouTube content creators, right? They the most powerful people. How about Tyler Perry is the highest paid black actor in Hollywood? Does anybody see that? Wait a minute. But he wears a dress. Let's look at it. And now even the others that have worn dresses, if you seen Martin lately, Martin looks like his soul is gone. When you look at Will Smith, you look at the destruction of Will Smith and the words that he's saying. He's destroyed. His spirit is destroyed. And guess what? These men, these quote unquote high ranking black men, right, that everybody love and everybody admire, not one of them has any power. The greatest example of today of the black Christian pastor back then is Diddy. You understand where I'm going with this? That is what Nat Turner was created to be and to do. Why? Because the black Christian pastor, the first down low brother, his job was to infiltrate our people. First of all, you got to understand something. Black people would never believe in white Jesus and the doctrine of the image of the beast, which is Christianity, that you falsely call it Christianity. No black person on planet Earth would believe that a Caucasian with brown stringy hair and brown eyes and look like he smoked weed and work at Waffle House is the Most High, the Son of the Most High, the Israelites, all the angels, all the prophets, all the kings of Israel, all the apostles, and all of the disciples. Do you understand that black people would never believe that unless they had a black Christian pastor? Because guess what? The black Christian pastor told you, slaves, obey your masters. They never told you that you were the masters. Wait a minute. Okay, let me show you. I'll prove it. All right. So look, this is Isaiah, book of Isaiah. Isaiah was a prophet during the Babylonian captivity of the southern kingdom Israelites. Understand, the kingdom was divided into two separate kingdoms in 1 Kings, the 11th chapter, 12th chapter, and 13. If you don't know the history, you don't know the Bible. Sit down and be quiet and learn. See, that's your problem. You see, the spirit of an Israelite is to come, of an unlearned Israelite, is to come in class the first day and sit in the teacher seat. You know 2 verses, and you sit right in the teacher seat first. It's just like, I'm amazed that I have my comment section. I'm going live, and I have folks in my comment section trying to teach, talking about a Christian, and you have never seen one Christian in the Bible, ever in life. So this is Isaiah 1 and 3. Read that, dog. Mm-hmm. As he saw, as concerning Judah and Jerusalem, that's the southern kingdom. The southern kingdom of Israel had only 3 tribes after the kingdom was divided into 2 separate kingdoms. They were known as the Jews because the kingship tribe was the tribe of Judah. So go get your pastor, run and get your pastor and slap that pork chop bone out of his mouth and tell him to come to class. He is not qualified to teach. It is time for the black Christian pastor to sit down. You are the worst example of an Israelite, and judgment will start with you. Just so we're clear. Go ahead, dog. Talking about you, talking about the Israelite. You have rebelled against him. You got the audacity to go to Mecca and to wrap yourself in a garment and to walk around a black cobblestone and a black cube. And you so enamored by it all just because you see all these different races walking around this cube. You're all idol worshipers. That's the same reason that you can lure our people into Christianity. But you don't ever think that 100% of the black Christian pastors go to white seminary schools to sit under white pastors only to return to the black community to pastor all black churches. Martin Luther King told you it best. Sunday is the most segregated day of the week. If Christianity was for everybody and that Christ came to die for all people, then why they lie about who the Israelites was? You ever ask yourself that? While you sitting up getting mad and your lip poked out because you come by my live stream? Have you ever wondered about that? Have you ever questioned why your pastor would tell you that you don't have to keep the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments? The one that flooded the whole earth and that rained fire and brimstone on Sodom and Gomorrah? You don't have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments? You never asked him nothing. You never asked him, how in the world can you stand up there with a straight face and teach us the doctrine of the image of the beast? How can you do that? Creep Your Dollar. I'm from the same hood. Creep Your Dollar started his ministry in my elementary school cafeteria. Do you understand that? In my elementary school cafeteria, and has been teaching lies ever since. One main lie, after 30 years of teaching the prosperity gospel, sow a seed, get a blessing, to the tunes of billions and billions of dollars collected only to return back to the people who gave it to him, has never taught the people righteousness, has never taught the people the Most High's laws, has always taught against the commandments. Do you understand that? Now, why would he do that? And then come out and say in front of the world, throw away every tape, every teaching, every book that I've ever taught on tithing. Because for 30 years, I've been teaching tithing wrong. Do you understand what that means? He said he's been teaching tithing wrong because he has not been presented with grace. And so I ask him, did you get grace from the same place that you got the tithe from? Because the tithe is in Deuteronomy. The tithe was only given to the Israelites. The tithe, the increase, the tenth, the increase of your flocks and of your herds and of your wine and of your oil was for the Levites. The southern kingdom house of Levi, the Levitical priesthood. What was the purpose of the tithes? And for all that don't know, also the land mass. Once the children of Israel were given their land, and what I want to do, I want to pull on the screen 2 different maps so that you can understand. Okay? They can't hear you? Okay, all right. All right. I want to make sure you. Absolutely, man. Me, let me see. Let's see. That's good. Yeah, I want to definitely get a mic check done. Let's see. Okay, so that's output there and testing. Okay.
Okay. Oh, go, bro. Go ahead and I guess put
Okay,
the
wait a
name,
minute.
put the
Hold.
name out of.
Well, I want to make sure.
Yeah, Dub's not coming through. There is a delay, so you may have to wait a moment if you're just joining. But I don't hear
Okay.
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 All right. Let me see, y'all.
Yeah.
So won't hear the word.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to hear the word? Okay. Best believe it. Best believe it. Best to believe. What is? Okay, you know what? Let me stop it. Okay, I know what. Okay. All right. Let's see. I think you should. Y'all go ahead and say something.
What I'm trying to ask is, on YouTube, is it classified as Nazareth in the hood?
No,
Or
it's Spirit of His Mouth Films.
okay, let me go and check.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spirit of His Mouth
They
Film.
can't hear me on YouTube anyway, but
Just
go ahead
click
and
in, just click into YouTube and you're gonna see who was made term in the Bible.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't think they can hear over there. That's what I'm saying, cause I think they're.
I hear it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but
Can you hear me though?
But yes.
On YouTube.
Hold on. Let me go.
He said yes. he said yes. No, on YouTube, bro.
But not on YouTube. We need the people on YouTube to get in the comment section.
Okay, let me see. Let me see.
I'm gonna check and see.
Ooh, what's that?
Lupe, there you go.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I think we.
But look at the devil.
I think we cooking with gas. Okay.
I just got a thumbs up too, saying that they can hear me on YouTube. One of the people I've invited. Let me make sure.
They can hear you on YouTube now. Yeah, they should be able to.
Think so.
Yeah. Okay. I just got that.
All right.
Okay. All right. Yeah. We'll take that little bit.
Thank y'all.
And y'all can hear me
Thank
too,
y'all
right?
out there on YouTube for
Yeah.
being able to give us that correction. We need to be right when we put this out.
Absolutely. Okay. All right.
Right.
All right.
Okay,
So look, what I want to go back. I want to go back to the map. You know, like I said earlier. All right. The scriptures, the scriptures are broken up into before the kingdom was divided, which is the map that's on your left. Understand? This is the map that the Israelites had from the book of Deuteronomy and the book of Joshua. Okay? As a matter of fact, what I'll do is we'll go to Joshua. We'll go to Joshua 23, and we're going to look at the specific instructions that Joshua, because Joshua took over for Moses. See, many of you, you know, you so Christianized, and Christianity is smeared all over your front windshield. So when you hear the truth coming out, you immediately get offended, and your ears closed and your eyes closed. That is what the black Christian pastor was designed to do, to be a kill switch in your spirit, to shut your ears and your eyes off, right? And to disconnect you from this Bible, and to make you think that he has some sort of authority that no one in the Bible ever mentioned the bozo, okay? Meaning, the only thing that they said about him was, if anyone brings you another Jesus of which we have not preached, that's your black pastor. Joshua 23. Start at verse 1, dog.
All right. Joshua 23. Let me make that bigger. And it came to pass a long time after that, the Lord had given rest unto Israel from all of their enemies round about, that Joshua waxed old and stricken in age.
Mm-hmm. Now this. Joshua, remember, this is before they reached the promised land that was formerly known as Canaan. Why was it known as Canaan? Because the Most High gave it to the sons of Ham. And as always, we always want to make sure that we bring out the definition that they wrote over 100 years ago, okay, that they wrote in their compact Bible dictionary. Because it was only 3 souls that populated the entire earth. And everyone on the planet is from one or of 3 of these men in Genesis, the 10th chapter. And it is not, then bring me the literature, the book, the writings, the facts. Okay, you can't just say you don't, well, the Bible ain't accurate and the Bible was written by the white man and this and that, when you have no understanding of the Bible itself, okay? So now, this is outside the Bible. This is called the Compact Bible Dictionary, all right? For y'all to be able to see it. I want to see if I can blow it up to be bigger on the screen. Let's see if I saved it over here.
Did he say outside the Bible? Woo!
Okay. I mean, what you gonna say now? Where you gonna run now? What mosque you gonna run to now? Huh?
Cutting the ring on him.
You understand? Cutting the ring off. All right. Let's see. All right. It don't look like I can.
This is the Zondervan. This is the Zondervan. A lot of people might not even, they might think you're just making this up.
Compact Bible Dictionary. Okay. Just for everybody, so everybody can see it. Right.
And you know, a lot of people got Google and all that and Chat GPT. Just ask them.
Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Let me show it to you. Let me show it to you. Bear with me for 1 second. Okay. There's a Zondervan there. This is by their people. You know, the ones who call themselves Israelites. Okay, they produced this right here. You see that? You don't have a black publishing company called Zondervan. You understand that? Okay, that's what they wrote in their book. Okay, the ones that gave you Christianity and gave you the image of the beast. That's it, right here. Okay, so now let me pull up the definition. All right. Every time I come to this thing, it's different.
Just so that the people can know for sure, it's not his style. We don't have a style of writing a sermon. We just going with it. So,
absolutely.
For the cheap seats, you know.
Absolutely. 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 I am nothing. So just so you can understand. All right. So if you can see that, let me see if I'll bring it closer to this. Closer to the screen.
Sorry, man.
Read that door.
Yes, I can.
All right.
And again, last week we talked about this. Was it last week? We talked about there's 3 these 3 words. So there's 3 words in here that was important. We was having a conversation about it. So see if you can hear it when we read it.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Let me find the right one here. All right. I'm gonna read the one that's got the highlighter in the middle of the screen. Ham, perhaps hot, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood.
Wait a minute. That's very important. He said one of 8 persons that lived through the flood. You have to understand, as I said earlier, one of the 3 men that are in Genesis, the 10th chapter. Genesis, the 10th chapter is the table of nations. It doesn't matter what you think and what you feel. It doesn't matter about your emotions. You have to understand that facts and truth changes fact. It changes concept. It changes common thought. It changes emotions and feelings. I don't care about your feelings and your emotions. This is the facts. If you don't agree with this information, to be professional and scholarly is not to run off and poke your lip out. to be professional and scholarly, and what's known as peer review, is to look up the information for yourself. And if you can't come to the conclusion of how the nations got into the earth with any kind of literature or information or facts or peer-reviewed facts or a scholarly work, sit down and button up. Okay? That's the first thing that you got to understand, is that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is only given to the contrite spirit and the humble at heart. Every proud man is an abomination to the Lord. So you might as well put on a dress and eat swine. All right. So read that definition again, dog. Start over.
Absolutely. All right. This is Zondervan definition of Ham. Ham, perhaps hot, the youngest son of Noah, born probably 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood.
And one of 8 persons to live through the flood. Understand something. The truth is undefeated. I don't care what you think and feel. I don't care what your pastor told you. That is ridiculous. If you don't look around and see the destruction coming to this planet, if you don't understand what's coming here, okay, read it again, dog. Maybe it was just me.
That's a t-shirt too, I didn't say. Ham, perhaps hot, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes.
Wait a minute. He became the progenitor, meaning the father of the dark races. The dark races on the earth come from Ham, Noah's youngest son, Ham, born 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 souls to live through the flood. He became the progenitor, the father. There is no father named Christian. There is no father named Islam. There is no nation named Islam. Do you understand how ridiculous you sound? And do you know why you sound ridiculous? It's because you hate the spirit of the truth. That's why. And you love a lie. That's why. Because if you accept the lie, then you can have nice houses and nice cars, and you can be accepted by men, and you can have 1 million YouTube followers. Candace Owens, a complete and utter bozo the clown. Read it again, dog.
Absolutely. So Ham, perhaps hot, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes.
But what dark races is he talking about, dog? Read.
Says, but the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites.
The Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites. What are those nations? Well, why don't we go to Genesis, the 10th chapter? And why don't you ask, and since you always putting on my timeline, Geno Jennings, another clown, won't you ask Geno Jennings to take you here and show you a Pentecostal Christian pastor who is the progenitor of him? This is Genesis, the 10th chapter. It's also known as the Table of Nations. See, you don't get to come around here and pick and choose to talk about what you believe or what you don't, because no one cares. what you believe and what you don't believe. Why are you leading in heart disease? Because you believe you can eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. And the Most High told you that it's a scavenger to clean up the earth. You don't like eating trash, but you'll eat a trash can. It's madness. And blame it on Jesus. You see that? You see how mentally ill you are? Okay, so now let's go to Genesis, the 10th chapter. This is known as the Table of Nations, and let's match it up with this Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary that said over 100 years ago that Ham became the progenitor of the dark races, what? Not the Negro. So let's take a look at where the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary got the information from. And let's think back to Darwin's evolution, his evolutionary theory of where man came from. Didn't he tell you that man came from apes? Didn't it ever dawn on you that he was telling you that man came from black people? Didn't they call us apes and monkeys? Okay, but you can't pick that up. You also can't pick up that they got more of the characteristics of the chimpanzee than you do. Okay, but anyway, so now this is Genesis chapter 1. Read that, dog.
All right, Genesis chapter 10, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah.
Uh-huh.
Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Wait a minute. These are the generations of the sons of Noah. This is after the flood. It flooded for 40 days and 40 nights. The entire earth was flooded all the way over the mountains. Even the people that didn't believe it would rain got flooded. Noah built the ark for over 120 years and it had never rained. And just like you Christians today, you gainsaying Muslims today, just like you atheists and you non-believers today, and understand something, please understand that Christianity is far more evil, wicked, satanic, and demonic than Satanism ever could be. When you look at black people are destroyed not for Satanism, not for the devil, but for the black Christian church. Case closed. The first down low brother. Read it again, dog.
Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto them were sons born after the flood.
Okay, now these are the sons that were born after the flood from 3 sons of Noah. Does everybody understand that? So when they say everyone comes from Adam, this is how he's explaining that. Before the flood and after the flood, Noah was a son of Adam. Does everybody get where this is going? Noah was a son of Adam. Does everybody get where this is going? Noah was a son of Adam. He was from the line of Adam. Does everybody get that? Genesis 10 explains to you the beginning of all nations on the planet Earth. And for you gainsayers and the ones with your lip poked out and you got a problem with this and a problem with that and you hate the Israelites and you hate, and now all of a sudden you don't want to talk about the Bible no more. But every nation on the planet Earth comes from one of these 3 sons of Noah. Read it again, dog.
Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Shem, Ham, and Japheth are the generations of the sons of Noah and their 3 wives. That's who populated the earth after the flood. Now, you can not believe that. Okay, well, now go get your source and you read us what you know. See, You can't just say, "Oh, well, I don't believe that." They just, you know how long the Bible been in the earth? A whole lot longer than your mama and your grandmama and your granddaddy that preached for 40 years. Read on.
Yes, indeed. All right. And unto them were sons born after the flood, the sons of Japheth, Gomer and Magog and Madiah and Javan and Tubal and Mischief and Tyrus.
Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of history here. Okay. The sons of Japheth is who they're trying to confuse you into thinking that the people that descend from the Caucasus Mountains descend from. I want to say that again. I want you to understand me. I'm going to go slow because I know Christianity is smeared everywhere. The great kill switch is smeared everywhere. You get offended because the truth come out, because your grandmama and your mama and your granddaddy and your granddaddy's daddy told you, not my Jesus. Now, these are the sons of Noah. You can't go back further than Noah when you're talking about these nations on the earth. And there is no mention of a Christian, no mention of a Muslim, no mention of a master fraud, Muhammad. Do you understand how ridiculous you sound? There is no mention of a nation of Islam. Who is the progenitor of Islam? Case closed. Like it, don't like it. Okay? All right. So go ahead and read, bro.
All right. We at verse 3. Genesis 10. We done made it down to verse 3.
Uh-huh.
A lot of information here. All right. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz and Rephath and Togarmah, and the sons of Javan, Elisha and Turkish, Kittim and Dodanan.
All right. So just so that you understand, the sons of Javan are your original Greeks. That's why when you see all the Greek archaeology, you see black people. Okay? You have to understand that the dominant gene creates the recessive and not the other way around. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Do you understand that all nations of the earth come from black people? Do you understand that? Okay. Do you understand that? Do you understand that that's the only way a person can descend is from the dominant gene? Do you understand that? And doesn't it continue to keep proving itself? When you take the recessive gene and mix it with the dominant gene, what happens to the gene? It becomes the dominant gene.
You're going back to 9th grade,
Okay.
10th grade biology.
And get what? You don't have to like that. Because guess what? Those that don't like it, your population is phasing out. You come from me, little dude. Get it? Good. All right. So they were the ancient Greeks. The so-called it's certain things that's just too hot for YouTube and too hot for TikTok, social media, okay? So it's certain things I just can't get into quite yet, but I welcome you, I invite you to our Patreon page. Nazareth is the Hood Podcast. That's Nazareth is the Hood Podcast on Patreon, where we have hours and hours and hours of in-depth biblical teachings like these that will shut the mouth of the gainsayer. Shut his mouth. And guess what? Those that reject the spirit of the truth, it will leave them unchanged. you will see it is amazing how it's done. When you commit yourself to studying the spirit of the truth, when you humble yourself down to a little child, please understand, in order to be born again, you got to learn how to walk, how to talk, how to eat, how to do everything all over again. And so I need you to get this foundational history first. Because once you receive the spirit of the truth, no one can deceive you ever again. As long as you running around calling him Jesus, 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 and thinking that you're going to get the kingdom, and you sitting around here twerking on videos, grown men, and you paint your nails, and you thinking that spirit is going to get you the kingdom at the end of the day. Why? Because your parents never taught you who your enemy was. No other species on the planet Earth teaches their children to be comfortable with their enemy. Do you understand that? Do you understand that most of your children are destroyed because of what? The doctrine of the image of the beast, as you know it, Christianity. That's why brothers are gang banging. That's why brothers run up on each other and kill each other. Do you understand that? That's why. It's called putting a battery in your back so that you'll go and crash out and throw your whole life away over something that lasts maybe 5 minutes. Why? Because your parents never told you who your enemy was. Because he was working for them far more than he was working for you. All right. So go ahead, dog.
All right. That was verse 4. So all right, Genesis 10, verse 5. And these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, everyone after his tongue, after their families, in their nations.
In their nations, read on.
And the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim, and Put, and Canaan.
Wait a minute. So now we saw the definition, and the definition said, go ahead and read, dog.
All right, the definition said Ham, perhaps hot, the youngest son of Noah, the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood.
Of the dark races, not the Negroes, the 3 most important words in the entire definition.
Right.
But if Christianity is smeared on your eyeglasses, you won't see that.
Right.
Not the Negro, but the what?
The Egyptians,
Ethiopians,
Libyans, and Canaanites.
So what is he saying? Not the Negroes are not what? Africans.
Hamites.
Does everybody get that? Does everybody understand that?
Yeah.
And get what? You don't, listen. I don't care what you believe. You ridiculous anyway. You was probably wrapped around the building so that you can vote Kamala Harris in. What's she gonna do for black folk, and she can't even put a black man in her house? Sit down. It's just, it's ridiculous. Okay, so now they use, it looked like they used some different African names in Genesis, the 10th chapter. A lot different than what they used in the Zondervan. In the 10th chapter, read that 6th verse again, dog.
Pay attention. And the sons of Ham, Cush.
Wait a minute. The ancient name of the Ethiopians is Cushites. So maybe now you understand the 1985 song by KRS-One. And maybe you understand by a few months ago, I guess a couple of years ago, he did a performance. And he said that they enslaved the black Cushites instead of Israelites. as the song said. Now I'm dating myself, but I'm from I'm from that time of the 80s. Okay, I was cutting my teeth at that time when hip hop was coming out. So I remember the song,
Yes, indeed.
but I did not know that he
Yes.
was giving us our complete nationality. Wait a minute. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see. Let's see.
And hey, y'all, we
Let's-
live this age group. I mean, with respect to everybody on here, we live through the greatest advance of technology, hip hop, and everything. To be honest with you, like everything, y'all. We about to experience another one with the monetary system, but
Yes, indeed.
go ahead, bro.
Absolutely,
KRS-One,
bro.
I mean, one of my favorite artists. I mean, just conscious rapper, but you know, we all have to learn. That's all.
Absolutely.
He actually referred to himself as the teacher, but I ain't gonna get into all of that.
But you know, but you got to pipe down if you want to be seen. If you want to be a professor at these Ivy League schools to talk about hip hop, and please understand, 50 years of hip hop. Can anyone name one benefit 50 years of hip hop have brought to black people? While it's been the soundtrack of mass incarceration, the soundtrack of domestic violence, the soundtrack of our own people destroying each other, the soundtrack for trap music. You don't see nothing wrong. I mean, that's the people we are. You understand? KRS-One, why is that?
Right. Boogie Down Productions, baby.
It's from 17 years ago right here. This is when it was uploaded to YouTube. Okay?
Yeah, that's when it was uploaded to YouTube. And it came out probably before that, though, but still, yeah. 17 years of YouTube. That's crazy. The people in YouTube.
Government you have
watch on
elected
YouTube.
is inoperative. That's right. Look up. Look up. This is it now.
I'm having a hard time hearing. Can anybody else hear that?
Maybe
Can
y'all
hear that in the
You know
chat?
what? Y'all might not be able to hear it on that side.
Can you hear it on
Better hear
YouTube?
it on that side. No, they probably can't. But anyway,
Yeah.
he says he gives you the bloodline. Abraham was the father of Isaac. Isaac was the father of Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons for real, and these were the children of Israel. Do you understand that? These were the children of Israel, pointing to who? Our people. You understand? So now let's go back to Genesis 10 and go to verse 6 again, dog.
Yeah. Jacob had 12 sons for real. I love it.
Right.
All right. And the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim.
Mizraim is the ancient name of Egypt. Read.
Verse 7, and the sons of Cush, Seba, Haviah, Sabah.
Wait a minute. But even before you go to Cush, Foot is the ancient name of Libya. Let's match it up. Let's match it up with the Zondervan. So we got the Egyptians, Mizraim. We got the Ethiopians, which are Cush. We got Foot, where you get the word football. The Libyans. And the Canaanites, and they didn't change the Canaanites. Why didn't they change the Canaanites? Because the land of Israel, that the children of Israel, the promised land, was formerly known as Canaan land. You understand that? And so what did they do? They wanted to confuse, they changed all the names of the other African tribes, so as to be able to confuse you into thinking and call you African American. which you were set up by a black Christian pastor in 1988 who coined the phrase African American, 2 continents. And you know why you bought it? Because you believe anything the black Christian pastor tell you. That's how he can rob you blind for over 30 years and come out and tell you to throw away all the teachings that he's ever. Do you know how much money that man that made? And do you know how much money he has returned back to the community that don't care nothing about you? Because you got to understand something. When you look and you dig deep, and you look at this $800 billion that was collected by the black church in a 10-year period, and you ask yourself a simple question like, how in the world could you hide $800 billion in the black community? Would you read that headline up?
Yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite articles, actually. Black churches have collected 800 billion in 10 years. This was written August by Alan Brown, August 7th, 2019. I know, right?
You mean to tell me that the black church, because you know they said that black people couldn't work together. They say black people don't spend money with black people. Where is the 800 billion? Do you understand how much 800 billion is? That is a frightening number. Do you understand how much $800 billion is? The black church is the fastest way for black dollars to return to white hands. Please understand that. Please understand that your black Christian pastor, is who fleeced you. It's the black Christian pastor that calls you African American. Ain't Elon Musk from South Africa? Is he African American? What about Charlize Theron? She from South Africa. Is she African American? You see how silly you are? There is no power in Christianity. Absolutely no power in Christianity. Okay, so now that we got that lined up, now every nation comes from one of 3 of Noah's sons: Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Okay, just so that you can understand. So now, I was giving you the context that the Bible is written in. The Bible is written in before the dividing of the kingdom and after the dividing of the kingdom. If you don't understand that basic concept, you don't have a clue of what a Gentile is. You are not ready for the New Testament. Because the entire Bible is dealing with nations, genealogy, and lineage. And when you look at our people, when you look at black people, if you ask black people, what is their nationality? What will they tell you? You will get multiple different answers. Because why? You don't know. If I ask you where the Chinese people from, you'll say China. If I ask you where are the Japanese people from, you will say Japan. If I ask you where the Europeans are from, you will say Europe. But if I ask you where are black people from, and guess what you'll say? Africa. You will say, there is no land called black. There is no nationality called black. There are over 50 countries in Africa. I just read for you the sons of Ham put Mizraim, Cush, and Canaan. Which one of them are you from? You see how ridiculous, how mentally disturbed you are? And you got the audacity to get mad at somebody trying to educate you, trying to reveal to you that you don't know what the hell you are talking about. But you mad with me. Okay? And again, if you look on the screen, the Bible is broken up into before the kingdom was divided and after the kingdom was divided. Okay? All right. And we went to Joshua because guess what? He's not going to allow you to go into the promised land without being first given his government. He's not going to take the children of Israel into the promised land without first giving them his government. What he says is right and what is not right. His truth, the only truth that's in the earth. Period. None of your pharaohs and your Akhenatons, because get what? The Negro spirituals in America wasn't about Egypt. Why wasn't they about King Amenhotep? And I forget his name. You come up with anything. You come up with anything. Worshiping eagle head and dog heads. Don't have a clue. Naming yourself after it. You're mentally gone, man.
Brother.
Yeah.
Wasn't it a Negro land as well?
Yeah. Was it? Yeah, absolutely, sir. Absolutely, sir. You know, and you know, oddly, Negro land, the Negro land map, Africa. But I thought all Negroes came from, but he said not the Negroes. Somebody know something. Charles Darwin said he said you evolved. The theory of evolution is that man evolved from a monkey. Well, he was trying to tell you that you come people. Okay. But you were too Christianized to understand that. All right. This is known as I guess you can know it as West Africa. This is the mountains in Matthew 24 that Christ told the Israelites of the southern kingdom of Benjamin, Judah, and Levi. The southern kingdom, Jews. Why were they called Jews? Because the kingship tribe was the tribe of Judah. All Jews are Israelites, but all Israelites are not Jews. But guess what? You don't have, you don't know. You getting up your funds so that you can be able to send it to the land today. You don't have a clue. Because why? You follow the first down low brother. The first one that they went to when they wanted to find out where Nat Turner was. They knew that the black pastor knew. You understand? That's why they put him. That was the way that they bugged your houses. You see what I'm saying? All right. So now, if you look at this land, this is West Africa. Okay. And also, you cannot get a slave ship on this coast. It is far too rocky, but that's a story for another class. Okay. And I'm not trying to get kicked off YouTube. Okay. All right. Now, let's go back to Joshua 23 and start at verse 1, dog.
Yes, sir. Here we go. This is Joshua 23, verse 1. And it came to pass a long time after that the Lord had given rest unto Israel from all their enemies round about, that Joshua waxed old and stricken in age. And Joshua called for all Israel, and for their elders, and for their heads, and for their judges, and for their officers, and said unto them, I am old and stricken in age. And ye have seen all that the Lord your God hath done unto all these nations because of you.
Now,
For the Lord,
I want to know, why hasn't anyone taught you Joshua 23? You mean it's irrelevant? I mean, you mean the first years as Joshua, who took Moses' place, because Moses did not get the opportunity to lead us into the promised land. That's what Martin Luther King was trying to tell you, and that's why they did what they did to him on that balcony, because he was telling you that you are the Israelites. Do you understand that? He was telling you, I have seen the mountaintop. I have seen the coming of the glory of the Lord. I might not get there with you. He was trying to tell you, you're the Israelites. America is the wilderness. It is ancient Egypt and Sodom. Maybe you don't recognize that pyramid on the back of your dollar bill. Maybe that's not a clue enough for you. Why? Because Christianity is smeared on your windshield. You blacked out. You're mentally disturbed. You follow all of these men that turn from the truth. I'm just trying to watch my words. I just don't want to get, I'm already, I go through a lot. Go ahead and read, Doug.
I guess they take you there sometime, nephew.
Ooh, boy. All right. And just for reference, y'all, I don't know if I'm pretty sure he said it, but the map on the left is the United Kingdom of Israel, and the one on the right is the divided, right, brother?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Right,
And so this is when he's talking about what at this time when Joshua waxed old, all 12 tribes were together in the United Kingdom of Israel. You see this where it said, could you read what that map says at the top door?
Yeah, absolutely. It says the 12 tribes of Israel, around 1200 to 1050 BC, according to the book of Joshua.
According to the book of Joshua. We have all 12 tribes here. 1, Simeon, Judah 2, Reuben 3, Benjamin 4, Dan 5, Ephraim 6, Gad 7, Manasseh, which it must have been a huge tribe because they're on both sides of the Jordan, 8, Issachar 9, Zebulun 10, Naphtali 11, Asher 12. 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? Now, does everybody see the divided kingdom map? After 1 Kings, the 11th chapter, 12 and 13, you have to go there and read it. After Solomon married many strange wives, meaning the heathen women, after he married them, of which the Lord told him not to, that they would turn his head, they would turn his heart away from following the Most High. But Solomon did it anyway. And because of his father David, the Most High allowed him to finish his 40-year reign, as did his father before him, as did also Saul from the tribe of Benjamin, who was the first king of the United Kingdom of Israel. So does everybody understand what's going on? All right. So now we are in the context of the scriptures. We are in Joshua 23. As Joshua became waxen old, he brought all of Israel together to Jerusalem. Jerusalem was the capital city of all 12 tribes of Israel, the United Kingdom of Israel. That's why Your European nation calls itself the United Kingdom. Where do you think it got it from? Also, do you know that the Queen of England says she descends from King David? But she's a Christian. But how could she descend from King David when Jesus didn't have a father? You see how silly you are? Why? Because Christianity is smeared all over your windshield. And you mad at you probably done already scrolled past this live because your lip poked out. And you saved already. You don't need to keep the commandments. You don't need to follow the laws. You could just be covered in sin and blame it on Christ and get to the kingdom and see 12 gates with the names of the 12 tribes of Israel. And not one gate, not even a short gate for the Christians. Sit down. You're mentally disturbed. Read, bro.
All right. We're at verse 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or did we? Okay, so verse 3, Joshua 23, verse 3. And ye have seen all that the Lord your God hath done unto all these nations because of you.
Mm-hmm.
For the Lord your God is he that hath fought for you.
Wait a minute. He called it fighting for you.
Right.
The Most High has fought for you. Because remember, he originally gave that land to the sons of Canaan. To Ham's son Canaan. He originally gave them that land. Now do you understand why he changed Abram's name to Abraham? Maybe you could put 2 and 2 together. For more than a love connection. Okay, all right, read on.
Man, the puns are killing me. All right. They have fought for you. That's the end of verse 3. Okay, so behold, I have divided unto you by lot these nations that remain to be an inheritance for your tribe.
That's a heavy word right there. That's a heavy word.
Inheritance?
That's a heavy word right there. No, these nations as an inheritance.
Oh, these nations, yeah. That remain, yeah.
Now keep in mind that it's no Christian sightings. Nobody is there is no Christian doctrine anywhere. There ain't no Christian churches, no Christian pastors. I mean, like, where you get it from? You have to understand that Christianity had to pass the slave master's test, didn't it? If the religion could liberate you, how would you get it? They didn't even want you to read the Bible. They burned your eyes out for reading. I just, I don't,
That's heavy.
When I think of how gone you are, when I think about the fact that you studied every Black History Month, every year for your whole life and did not know that George Washington Carver was castrated so that he wouldn't spread his seed amongst his slave master's family. Maybe you don't get why. Or why he had a high-pitched voice like Michael Jackson. Because he had been castrated. That's what they did to the captives Israelites, so that they couldn't spread their seeds. Well, guess what? Also those that they put in trees, the strange fruit. Did you understand that they castrated them first too? But you mad at me. Remember that now. You mad at me. Because I'm telling you the truth. And that's what Paul said. He said, am I therefore your enemy because I tell you the truth? Teach you the truth. Teach you what this book say, and I'm your enemy? You on a one-way path to sheer destruction of which you cannot imagine coming. You have been weaponized to destroy yourself. And I'm the problem. Remember that now. Remember, you got the problem with me for trying to scream at the top of my lungs, turn away from sin before it's too late. Turn away from the Christian church. It is a den of thieves and liars and demons of the greatest and highest sort on the face of the planet. He said we battle not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities and spiritual wickedness in what? High places. Every black Christian pastor in 2025 is compromised. Everyone. So the next time you see one in a blouse and pointy-toe boots in front of the congregation, please understand why.
Oh, and don't forget the first man.
You understand. Okay, so keep reading, Doug.
Okay.
For a verse.
I'll read verse 4 again. Yeah. Behold, I have divided unto you by lot size these nations that remain, to be an inheritance for your tribes, from Jordan with all the nations that I have cut off, even unto the great sea westward.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord your God, he shall expel them from before you, and drive them from out of your sight.
And drive them from out of your sight. Wait a minute. He's saying that these nations that dwell among you, he's giving you the government. He's giving you his laws. He's giving you the instructions of the living power of how you are to deal with these nations. But guess what? Christianity told you, oh, it don't matter. It don't color. Jesus' color don't matter. That's my Christian brother. And the Most High told you how to deal and how to function and how to operate. And have you listened? Well, now go and drive through the black community and point at the business that you own. Okay? Point at the business that black people own. I never thought I would see a kitchen full of Koreans cooking soul food on Memorial Drive. Do you understand how black Memorial Drive was? It's so black that the DeKalb County Jail is right off the exit.
Facts.
So don't talk to me about what you know. Don't talk to me about what your pastor said, man. Your pastor, the black Christian pastor, is the first down low brother. He was weaponized to destroy your nationality, to make you think you're African, to make you think that you are a Christian or a Baptist or a Seventh-day Adventist or a Jehovah Wickedness or a Pentecostal. I mean, you got 33,000 different denominations of Christianity. And every single one of them started with an image of a Caucasian with brown stringy hair that looked like he smoked weed and worked at Waffle House, and you don't have a clue. And you're running around here calling yourself Greeks and Muslims and Christians and everything on the planet Earth but Israel. And you have no clue. You don't know why you pull your pants up when the Caucasian come in But you see your own brother, you'll run and shoot him in the face in broad daylight. Read on, bro.
Wow. 6. No, I'll read 5 again. It says, and the Lord your God, he shall expel them from before you and drive them from out of your sight, and ye shall possess their land, as the Lord your God hath promised unto you. Be ye therefore very courageous to keep and to do all that is written in the book of the laws of Moses, that ye turn not aside therefrom to the right hand or to the left, that ye come not against these nations, these that remain among you, neither make mention of the name of their gods.
Neither make mention of the name of their gods. Read.
Nor cause to swear by them, neither serve them, nor bow yourselves unto them.
Or neither bow yourselves unto them when you go on your Hajj and you walk around that black cobblestone, because get what? You're not even a Muslim until you go and you take that walk. You teaching that to your children, man. And the scripture said that the Israelites would worship wood and stone. What you think the wood is? That old rugged cross. The crosshairs of the Most High. I mean, just think about what you're saying. Just think about it. You're wearing the murder weapon of Christ around your neck. Or you got one, the same murder weapon, but it just got a hole at the top. You call it an ankh. It's nothing but a fertility symbol. You might as well wear a Easter wrap bunny around your neck. It's the fertility guard, silly. But you mad at me. You mad at me. You running around, you got your baby dressed up in brand new shoes, and you done greased you done did the hair so perfectly, you done greased the scalp and everything, and you got your baby running around looking for eggs that came out of a rabbit. Rabbits don't lay eggs.
Oh,
Genius.
I think Woolery, you got a question or something you want
Go
to say?
ahead, Woolery.
Oh, no, I don't have a question.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So get what? We're gonna end the class on social media so we can go on and go in, man. Because I really wanna go on in, man. You know what I mean?
I see you on TikTok.
I really want to go on there. And understand, you can follow us at Patreon. Follow us at Patreon at Nazareth is the Hood Podcast. That's Nazareth is the Hood Podcast on Patreon. You can follow us. We go deep into the scripture. We do not, listen, let me say something. If you're already saved, if you're already secure, if you feel comfortable on the bottom, if you feel comfortable being the tail and not the head, you can have all of your ignorance. You can keep it. You do not have to receive the spirit of the truth. I am nothing. This is a warning. So-called blacks, Native American Indians, Latinos, Seminole Indians, Haitians, West Indians, Puerto Ricans. You descend from the 12 tribes of Israel. You are the Israelites of the Bible. There is no power outside of the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments, which are the truth in the earth and will never change. If you don't repent and turn from your wicked ways, your ass is grass. Shalom.